I'm Sydney. 3 weeks ago, I tied the knot without my parents by my side. The moment I walked down the aisle alone, giving myself freely to the man I love, I felt a sense of liberation I'd never known before. But it was a journey filled with heartbreak and self-discovery. My parents, Henry and Victoria, are well off. They own a chain of local grocery stores and have always lived in a large, luxurious mansion in the suburbs. They've always been controlling, believing they know what's best for everyone in the family. My older brother, Brandon, 32, has always been their golden child. He followed in their footsteps, working in the family business, and 5 years ago, he married his college sweetheart, Emily. Their wedding was a grand affair, a beachfront wedding in Hawaii, with over 300 guests, and my parents spared no expense, shelling out $150,000. 2 years ago, I met Ethan at a business seminar. He was representing his high-end architectural firm, and I was there for a financial seminar. We hit it off right away. Ethan, 34, is not only talented but also kind-hearted. His family is different from mine. His parents, Amelia and Robert, live in a cozy cottage, and they're the epitome of warmth and acceptance. The first time I visited their home, Amelia greeted me with open arms and a homemade apple pie. They genuinely cared about my dreams and passions, something I'd never experienced in my own family. Last year, on a beautiful summer night, Ethan proposed to me on a hilltop overlooking the city. I said yes, without hesitation. The next day, I called my parents, hoping for their support. My mother, at first, sounded thrilled. She even promised to contribute $120,000 to our wedding, just like they'd done for Brandon. I was overjoyed, thinking that maybe they'd finally see me as an equal. But a few weeks later, we had a family dinner to discuss the wedding plans. My father pulled out a list of rules. Rule 1, the wedding had to be in our hometown church, the one where they got married. Rule 2, all relatives, no matter how distant, had to be invited. Rule 3, there could be no restrictions on children at the wedding. And Rule 4, they had final say on all the arrangements. I tried to reason with them, explaining that Ethan's niece had disrupted a friend's wedding by running around during the vows. I suggested a child-free ceremony and a family-friendly reception. My father's face turned cold. He said, "If you don't follow these rules, you're on your own." That night, I called Brandon, hoping he could talk some sense into them. To my shock, he admitted that there had been a family wedding fund from the start. Our parents had set aside $200,000 for our weddings, to be split equally. But they'd given him almost all of it for his wedding and had no intention of giving me my share. I felt like my world had shattered. The next day, my father called me again, demanding an answer. I told him that I'd pay for the wedding myself. Ethan was incredibly supportive. He said we didn't need their money. We had each other. Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, my mother started a smear campaign. She called all our relatives, telling them I was being selfish and ungrateful. She even posted on social media about how heartbroken they were. I was bombarded with calls and messages from relatives, scolding me for going against my parents' wishes. But then, a glimmer of hope. Amelia, Ethan's mother, called me. She said she remembered when she married Robert, her own parents were against it and refused to help with the wedding. She understood what I was going through. She offered to contribute $80,000 to our wedding, with no strings attached. Her kindness brought me to tears. As the wedding approached, we worked with my best friend, Lily, who's an amazing wedding planner. We planned an intimate wedding at a vineyard where Ethan's firm had connections. The guest list was carefully curated. No distant relatives who I barely knew, just close friends and family who truly supported us. 3 weeks before the wedding, my mother found out about our plans. She was furious. She called me, asking how we could afford such a venue without their help. I simply told her that we had friends and family who loved us. Then came the rehearsal dinner. My parents showed up uninvited. They made a scene, insisting they had every right to be there. Ethan's mother, Amelia, stepped in. She calmly explained that being a parent was about supporting your child, not controlling them. My father got angry and said they wouldn't be treated as ordinary guests. In the end, they left. On my wedding day, I was nervous but also determined. I walked down the aisle alone, leaving behind the pain of the past. During the reception, Carol, an old family friend who my mother used to confide in, pulled me aside. She told me that she knew about the $200,000 family wedding fund. She couldn't stand by and watch the injustice. Word spread, and soon, our relatives started to question my parents' actions. After our honeymoon in Bali, I returned to a family in disarray. My parents' actions had been exposed, and many relatives were disappointed in them. Brandon's marriage was also under strain as his wife started to question the favoritism. I know it still hurts that my parents couldn't be there for me on my big day. But I've built a new family with Ethan, Amelia, Robert, Lily, and all the friends who supported me. I've learned that I deserve unconditional love, and I have the power to choose the family I want around me. I'm finally free.